Hello and welcome to this quick guide of how to use the School Games Mark framework and develop your PE, school sport and wellbeing offer for your school. So firstly, what is the School Games Mark framework? Well, this year the approach is slightly different. The School Games Mark is paused, and this allows you to use the new framework to review how the school games are helping your school with the recovery curriculum. It allows you to consider what else you may wish to do and what support there is from Get Ahead Partnership, school games and other resources in order to support you at this time. So why should you complete the School Games Mark framework? It has been designed to be really simple and help you reflect on your provision and uptake within the school games. It helps ensure the school games provision supports the recovery curriculum and can provide really good evidence to support Ofsted visits. It helps you consider which of the young people needs sustained and targeted interventions. And it engages all colleagues across the school, including school leaders, and asks how your school games organiser can support you to develop your ideas. It also shows you what progress you've made and consider what further areas for development there are. It is worth noting that if you know the questions, the application will take you less than 3 to 4 minutes to complete. If you are not familiar with the questions, it doesn't add a lot of time, and we estimate that most schools will be able to complete this in less than 10 minutes. You don't need any detailed information other than a knowledge of what has gone on in the way of competition, school sport, physical activity and well-being in your school since September. So how do you complete the School Games Mark framework? Well, firstly, you need to log in to www.yourschoolgames.com. If you can't log on, then contact your school games organiser or email info@yourschoolgames.com. On your dashboard, you scroll down until you see the section on the right-hand side of this page, marked School Games Mark Framework. Click Start the Questionnaire. Remember, you can save your progress if you're unable to complete the School Games Mark framework in one go. But you must remember to save it right at the end and submit when you have completed all the questions. So here I am on my dashboard. If I scroll down the page through latest news and statistics and resources, you'll find your School Games Mark, which is a reflection of your previous School Games Mark applications, and then the new tab, School Games Mark Framework. Click on the blue writing saying Start the Questionnaire. This will bring up 4 sections. The total questions across the whole form total no more than 20. The areas of the form are increasing engagement in school games, developing competitive opportunities, workforce, and increasing and sustaining participation. These are all designed to be able to support you with your recovery curriculum. As you will notice, most of the questions are multiple choice, so a simple click yes or no or other such answer is all that is needed. As you complete the question, you will notice some top tips appearing on the right-hand side of the screen. These are actions and more information that will help you develop your ideas and actions going forward. I'm not going to go through every question and just guide you through 1 or 2. So scrolling down the page, if I go to question 5, have you engaged with your school games organiser this term? This could be the extensive programme of support, including virtual competition or support for leadership. So make sure you are speaking to us to maximise the school games offer in your recovery curriculum. Question 6 asks you if you've identified any young people as a school that you believe have been adversely affected by COVID-19. And we're really looking for some great examples out there of the work that you're doing to support their physical, social, and mental well-being at this time. Question 10 in this first section asks a little bit about the people that you share information in your school with, how your colleagues and senior leaders are engaged in this, and getting buy-in is really important if some of these actions are going to be really effective. As you complete the first section, just click on the second section, Developing Competitive Opportunities. This section is categorised by 2 areas: personal challenge in question 1 and intra-competition in question 2. In question 1, we are talking about personal challenge. So within our School Games Mark virtual challenges, we've set personal bests, and children can make an attempt at what are the challenges and then make subsequent attempts in order to be able to improve their personal best. For question 2, intra-competition, this is where you've compared results across bubbles, classes, or across children in their peer groups. In this example, again, there is top tips and actions available for you to view. In question 3, there are multiple choice responses, but there's also a button to ask you to select the sports that you've completed. So for example, this school competed in 2 to 5 events, and the sports that they completed were, for example, bocce and dance. Question 4 refers to the Reframe competition campaign, and is absolutely fine if you've not heard of it or you haven't really had time to implement the resources that you may have seen. It's now a really good time to look at what Reframe is about, and there's lots of information on the resources tab in your School Games dashboard. There is also links on the top tips and actions section. Section 3 asks you to look at workforce, so how you train young people to support the school games and how you've taken on board pupil voice. Section 4 looks at increasing and sustaining participation. There is just one question in this section. So what are your exit routes looking like for young people at this time? So please remember at the end of the questions to save your completed questionnaires and submit the questionnaire on the form. So what else do you need to know? You can submit your answers at any time during the school year, but because most advantage will come from completing it early and therefore having more time to consider the actions and start to implement some of your ideas, doing so before the end of February would prove most beneficial. Make sure you share the results with your colleagues, especially with school leaders, to make sure that they help and own some of the outcomes too. Your SGO will be able to help you develop and implement any ideas, and will be in touch when you have completed your School Games Mark framework. There will be more questions added to the framework in summer 2021. So have a look at the updated tool and use it to share any great practice that you're proud of, anything that has made a difference. So finally, good luck. Please contact your school games organiser if you require any further support in completing your school games mark framework. Please also remember that on your school games dashboard, you will also find your 2020-21 inclusive health check, which is a very similar format to the school games mark framework. There is also a high quality competition principles learning tool, which you can work through, which again gives you explanation and examples around the reframe competition framework. Okay, I hope this has been really useful, and please contact us if you require any further support. Hope to speak to you soon. Take care.